Okay, so there's two ways we can add images to a Wix website. One is a very straightforward way where I'm going to click here, change column background, then I'm going to click here, image, and you just upload a media. And I'm going to upload an image of Ableton 10 screen. Now this section here where all your images are kept, I highly recommend keeping it very organized. So if you have images there that you don't need, delete them. And you can also create folders in here to organize the images according to their functions. So for example, I'm going to make one here called logo. And then I'm going to select these two and put them in the logo. And I'm going to add this image that I just uploaded, change the background. And I've got that image in there, and it's covering the space of the column. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to decrease the opacity of this image. Okay. And actually I can change the color if I want to another color. I'm just going to stick to the black. And I'm going to shift the image opacity down to 20. I'm going to add one more item here. I'm going to add a button. So I click add here and I click button. And I'm just going to choose a very straightforward, simple button like maybe this one. And I'm going to just drag it on, attach it to the column, and put it in the center like that. First, I'm going to get the right word, Ableton. And then I'm going to change the color of the text. I'm going to actually increase the font size. Let's keep it at 30. Now that it's increased, I have to move it again. So there it is. It's going to be there. Now, it's still not clear that it's a button because there's no border around it. So let's add a fill color behind it. So how about I use that red? And now I'm happy with this. And basically, whenever a user clicks on this, it's going to take them to another page. And we'll set that up a little bit later. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to duplicate this column to these 3 slots and change the different kind of items that you're going to be able to access. I click off the column, and now I'm going to click on the column, and then I'm going to click Manage Columns. So now I'm going to click the duplicate button here twice. 1, 2, and then I'm going to delete 4 and 5 because I don't need them anymore. So now I'm going to go ahead and change these images as well. For this one, I'm going to use a different process to get a different image. I'm going to get an image via another Wix website that I already have. So I can click here on the left side to Wix, my Wix account. And then I'm going to get a guitar image. So I'm going to go to my other website, private guitar class, go to guitar picks, and I'm going to choose this guitar image over here, upload selection. And it's going to take the image from that website and bring it into this website. And now I'm going to select the image here, and I'm going to click Change Background. It's going to reset the information. And I'm going to just keep the image opacity down to 20. Change the font here to say guitar. And let's go to the final one, change the column background, image. Like this, I've got all my images organized in columns. I'm actually going to make the columns a little bit shorter. So let's see. The height is now, I'm going to make the height, let's make the height 600. And now I'm going to shift click all the buttons together. And I'm going to drag them upwards till they get centralized. And now I'm going to try to find the central point of the page. There we go. And let go. So there's one final thing I like to do, which is I like to add some padding around these columns, because otherwise the images seem too close to each other. So I'm going to click here on the layout section. Now here you can change the proportion of which your columns are split between each other. So just for example, 20, 20, 60. So you have these two are shorter and this one's longer. I'm going to go back to the equal. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just change here the spacing. So we're going to give some space between the columns first. And I'm going to add some padding. So I'll make it actually a uniform amount. So it's equal amount of padding and equal amount of spacing. So I'm just going to check the button centralization, and I can see that it's slightly off the center. So I'm going to just drag it a little bit more. Bring it into the center. Bring it into the center. Bring it into the center. Okay, and let's just check that the height of these buttons are at the right height. Yep. And so this is how you can organize images and columns and add buttons to them to make it easy for a user to navigate around your page.